Welcome to the 2021 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, April 26, 2021. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Preach to me for the latest 100% truth on financial news in America and sometimes abroad. Today, we just have one or two topics to talk about really quickly, briefly. It's going to be about the labor market that is supposedly heating up now that we have the jobless claim numbers have dropped to around 547,000 initial jobless claims. That's about 50,000 better than expected. And with the economy seemingly reopening in some states, although be it around the world, in India and other places, cases are surging and everybody's vying for vaccines and equipment. But in America, things are opening up again, and summertime is looming on the horizon as we head past May into Mother's Day and to Memorial Day. Things will begin to open up. And this is going to be the real test of this labor market. According to media sources here, according to CNBC and MSNBC, improving weekly jobless claims data suggests that the labor market is improving at a faster rate than expected. And the monthly employment report for April could be strong. We have the payroll report due May 7th, could match March's 916,000 payrolls or even be better, according to NatWest Markets Chief's U.S. economist Kevin Cummings. Some economists have said that the hiring momentum could push job creation above 1 million this month. 1 million seems like a reasonable number, Cummings said. I don't have a hard estimate yet, though. This year as a whole, we have a model of 525,000 jobs a month, and that might be too conservative. Now, this past Thursday's report is the second in a row in which claims were below 600,000. Claims for the week ending April 10th will revise up 10,000 to 586,000 jobs lost. And we are on a downward trend, so that is actually good news. But with that comes the bad news, and the bad news is that there's nothing to stimulate the economy other than the Federal Reserve Bank and stimulus checks. But since we're not getting another stimulus check, and since the next push on the agenda is the infrastructure bill is the next thing that's on Biden's agenda, which he plans to spend another $500 to $800 billion. And this figure has been well below what the White House has sought. Biden wants even more money than that, but House Republicans are making a compromise. They're saying that their bill should only be around $568 billion. A group of Republicans have outlined this bill that includes a 5-year plan to boost construction, repair roads, bridges, highways, transit systems, water facilities, and broadband internet. This is what the group of Senate Republicans have unveiled. The Democrats want to spend even more money. They wanted $2 trillion. $2.3 trillion is what Biden and the Democrats wanted. The Republicans' plan comes in at $568 billion, a significant savings there. But either way, whether we spend $500 billion or $2.3 trillion, the money has already been siphoned off by our congressmen, congresswomen, the governors, the cities. Everybody's salivating at the bit for this money, but we know a lot of this money is going to be wasted, not just on infrastructure, but it's going to be wasted between these politicians and other people who are going to get their cut of the pie. It's just natural when this amount of money is involved in a situation. But regardless of that, there's a chance. The outline says here that we have $299 billion for roads and bridges, $65 billion for expanding broadband internet. I guess in rural areas they want to expand it, strengthen it to 5G. $61 billion for public transit systems, $44 billion for airports, $35 billion for drinking water and wastewater projects, $20 billion for rail, $17 billion for ports and inland waterways. I guess that bring all the Chinese goods in, shipping, they gotta have to fix that up. $14 billion for water storage and $13 billion for highway and pipeline safety. Oh man, that's a lot of money. But guys, you notice what's not included in this infrastructure bill? Well, number one, another stimulus check. Number two, what's not included in this infrastructure bill is money to fix up these broken school districts in these big cities in New York City, Philly, DC, Miami, Indianapolis, Detroit. The money's not in there for that. there's no money in this infrastructure bill to have affordable housing for those when the rent moratorium and the mortgage moratorium ends. There's going to be a lot of foreclosures on the books. Where are they going to put these people that is going to be foreclosed out of the house? Who may not be coming back to work, because remember those jobless claim numbers that I mentioned earlier, things are looking up, but that may be because people who have given up looking for work are not included in the DOL, the Department of Labor statistics. So you have to take that into consideration, those grain of salt. Yes, we only had 500,000 jobs lost last week, which is crazy to say, and there was a decrease, but that number does not include people who have given up looking for work or their unemployment benefits have been exhausted. I've met so many people who told me, and I've seen it in my own eyes, that their benefits have been exhausted. Because remember, it only lasts for, I think, 12 to 21 weeks or something like that, depending on what state you're in. But they do get exhausted, those benefits. And so those numbers do not include that. And this infrastructure bill does not include the fundamental things for people like affordable housing, centers. Why don't they convert a lot of these malls that are dying into affordable housing structures or homeless shelters or centers for learning? Why don't they do that? Why don't they take some of the infrastructure money and do that with it? But they don't want to, because they don't want to help the 99%. They want to help only the top 1%, so they can get around in comfort, have new airports, new transit systems, everything for the top 1%. And then they can leave the city, that's desolate in a concrete jungle, and go back to their private bunkers or private mansions with top security, stuff like that. So that's one of the things, that's one of the shortfalls that I see here with this infrastructure plan. But as you know, there'll be more to come on these negotiations. Either way, this thing looks to be passed here, I would say probably by summer's end, either June or July. This is going to go through. Either it's just a matter of the price tag they want and how much money the pork barrel that's going to be rolled into these bills. So continue to prepare, because this happened in the Great Depression too. They had a New Deal like thing, but the spending is out of control. The debt is out of control. $28 trillion national debt. Every country's in debt right now, and so that means turmoil for resources. And now with the drought, the farmers are telling us in Nebraska, North Dakota, the severe drought up in the high plains, they're saying that there's going to be, food prices are going to go up, and there's going to be a shortage of grain, soybeans, corn, you name it, because of this drought, flash drought that's going on right now. And the Weather Channel talked about it this morning. Other people have talked about it. So get prepared. Continue to get durable food that's going to last you 5-10 years, canned foods, durable Patriot food that, you can get stored for times coming, because there's going to come a time where we're going to go into a national lockdown because of this situation, this pandemic that's not going to be under control. If it does not get under control here, the next step is a national lockdown for every state, not just California or Texas or Florida or, the big states. It's going to be everybody. So, and we're going to have days where, we won't be able to make it to the grocery store. We're going to have food ready and willing and able. So food and water is going to become the new currency of the future, along with durable shelter. That's going to be our infrastructure, figuring out how we can reduce our cost of living so that we can have durable shelter that can last through this 10 to 15 year depression that we're in and that we're going to be experiencing. So be blessed, my friends. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you for listening. And if there's any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you.